Right now at 5:30, today is Election Day. Coming up in a live report, we'll have a look at what to expect as you head to the polls.
Also on WKYT this morning, dozens of prisoners in Kentucky are set to be released after amendments to prison sentences.
And a manufacturing plant in Magoffin County set to lay off dozens of workers right before the holidays.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, Tuesday, November 3rd. It is Election Day in the Commonwealth, and we welcome you in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope your morning's off to a great start, and hope you can get up and running and caffeinated and head on over to the polls before work.
There you go. And weather should be good today. That's what we call no excuses weather as far as voting's concerned. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, if you're heading out this morning, it's one of those mornings that's still on the cool side of things. It is November, don't get me wrong. But then we head toward the afternoon, and afternoon's extremely mild. Outside right now, clear skies, beautiful morning, except a few clouds down toward the south and southeast. Other than that, we're talking about these temperatures being in the 40s. Like I said, it's on the cool side of things. Then we head throughout the day. You can see our temperatures rise pretty quickly, right? 72 degrees by the afternoon, beautiful weather in store, and the breeze really isn't all that bad either. So it's just going to be a pretty calm day with nice temperatures. We actually get warmer than that there that you see on the screen. I'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
Well, today's the day. Thousands of voters across Kentucky will take to the polls to vote in today's elections.
And while the gubernatorial race, of course, has gotten most of the attention, Kentuckians will also be voting for several other statewide government positions as well. And WKYT's Mark Barber is live at Henry Clay High School in Lexington, where many people will be voting starting in about 29 minutes. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill. Poll workers are starting to trickle into Henry Clay High School here. Well, they will be opening the doors in just 30 minutes. Now, across much of the country today, this is an off-year, low-key election cycle. But this is not the case for us today. Our governor's race is being called one of the top races in the entire country. Now, it is a very close and heated race between Democrat Jack Conway and Republican Matt Bevin. Anything could happen as they head into this election day with just 5 points separating them in the polls. Conway has the lead with 45%, according to the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll. Independent Drew Curtis is trailing with 6% of the vote. Now the race is down to the wire, and the two frontrunners hit the campaign trail hard yesterday, trying to sweep up undecided voters at the last minute. Bevin and Conway are giving voters two very different options. Conway would, for the most part, hold on to the policies of Governor Steve Beshear's administration. He would continue with the planned Medicaid expansion and continue supporting traditional early childhood models of education like Head Start. Bevin, however, wants to start funding alternative education models. He would also dismantle the state's health insurance exchange and would switch to the federal exchange the federal exchange instead. And after that, he would plan to scrap the expansion of Medicaid. Two very different candidates in this closely watched race. So who will be the next governor? You decide. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. And when you head to the polls, there are a few things you need to remember. As we've said, the polls open at 6 o'clock this morning, and you can get the latest that you can get there and get in line to vote will be 6 p.m. local time. You must bring a valid identification with you. If you witness any sort of election fraud, be sure to call the number you see there on the bottom of your screen, the Election Fraud Hotline. And if you have other questions, you can visit the elect.ky.gov website. That is the State Voter Information Center for more information. We'll have a link for that for you at WKYT.com. And of course, stay with WKYT throughout today for complete Election Day coverage. We will of course follow the trends on our newscasts throughout the day and have returns as soon as they come in during WKYT News at 6 and live reports and updated returns during special election coverage on WKYT from 7 until 8 tonight. And our coverage will be continuous at WKYT.com after that.
Well, in the last few months, more than a dozen schools and universities statewide have had to cancel classes because of threatening messages found on campus. Kentucky schools have gotten 17 threats since the start of the school year. A notable threat occurred at EKU last month. Classes were canceled for several days. These threats have prompted state school safety officials to partner with law enforcement to try and help schools handle any threats.
I don't buy that kids don't know what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing. And it's a situation where they're going to have to be taught a lesson.
Well, training will be offered to schools beginning next month. Montgomery County High School officials say that they found some weapons in a car in the school's parking lot. After receiving a tip, they found 2 unloaded hunting rifles, ammunition, a bow and arrow in the car. School leaders tell us that students and staff were never in danger. They are working with law enforcement. Well, dozens of prisoners in Kentucky will be going free thanks to amendments to sentencing guidelines.
But only prisoners who ended up in jail because of nonviolent drug offenses are eligible. WKYT's Mike Byer is at our live desk this morning with a breakdown of this information. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Bill and Rebecca. Over 6,000 federal prisoners will be released today who were convicted of drug offenses for which sentences have since been reduced. Of the thousands being released, dozens alone will be from the state of Kentucky. This comes after the U.S. Sentencing Commission decided to cut suggested prison terms for those who commit drug trafficking crimes and apply those changes retroactively for people who are already incarcerated. The inmates being released served an average of 9 years in prison. The ones who were eligible had to apply for early release and have a judge review the case. Now, authorities say they will be watching these prisoners for a specific amount of time and have been preparing for their release for well over a year. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. And new this morning, a Madison County man is behind bars on rape charges. 31-year-old Steve Luster has been arrested on a charge of rape and charges of sexual abuse. Those charges state that the victim was under the age of 12 at the time. According to the Richmond Register, an arrest citation says Luster had 3 victims total. It may be Election Day, but GOP presidential frontrunner Ben Carson has his eyes set on November of 2016, next year. New polls show the retired neurosurgeon pulling ahead of Donald Trump to lead the Republican field. Don Champion has the latest from the campaign trail.
Republican frontrunner Ben Carson continues to ride a wave of support. A new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows the former neurosurgeon holding on to his national lead among GOP contenders, pulling ahead of rival Donald Trump by 6 points.
I think people are looking for some truth, some honesty, integrity.
The latest numbers come as efforts by some GOP campaigns to control future debates loses steam. Several candidates, including Trump, have said they will not sign on to a joint GOP letter to TV networks demanding changes.
They can't handle a bunch of CNBC moderators.
President Obama poked fun at Republican contenders Monday for their debate.
If you can't handle those guys, then I don't think the Chinese and the Russians are going to be too worried about you.
One candidate who continues benefiting from the last debate is Marco Rubio. New numbers show the Florida senator in 3rd place among GOP contenders, ahead of his former mentor, Jeb Bush.
No, I'm not frustrated about him. He's a great guy. He's a good friend. He's a gifted politician.
Rubio has also overtaken Bush in the key state of New Hampshire. Both candidates are expected to campaign there tomorrow. Don Champion, CBS News.
And the GOP contenders will face off again November 10th for their 4th debate. The next Democratic debate takes place in Des Moines, Iowa. That will be on November 14th, and that will be moderated by CBS's John Dickerson.
A leak scandal at the Vatican has intensified with the release of a new book detailing mismanagement. The book is called Merchants in the Temple, was written by an Italian journalist. It says millions of euros were lost in rental revenue, misdirected donations, and greedy officials. This comes after the Vatican announced the arrest of 2 people in a leaked document investigation. Well, back home, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray has addressed a report linking him to the Ku Klux Klan.
Gray says the report is a lie. Over the weekend, someone posted on an internet text storage site the names of 9 senators and some mayors. The poster says those people are associated with the KKK. Mayor Gray's name was on that list. And this comes after a hacker group threatened to release the names of public leaders associated with the hate group. In a statement, Mayor Gray said, quote, "The allegation is false, insulting, and ridiculous. I've never had any relationship of any kind with the KKK. I'm opposed to everything it stands for."
New this morning, a company that makes mining equipment has laid off dozens of workers in eastern Kentucky. Joy Global has a plant in Salyersville in Magoffin County, which has the highest unemployment rate in the state. On Friday, they sent 69 workers home. The plant will be closed by next Friday. The company says a low demand for coal forced them to make the cuts. While many in the area aren't surprised, they aren't particularly sure what to do without the plant.
It's always been there. You know, it's ever since I can remember. I was in high school when they opened up, and a lot of the guys I went to high school with have been there for 30 years or more working, and now they're without a job.
The employees will be paid through the end of the year. Winchester police hope a new dispatch service will help keep folks safe and their operations running smoothly. According to the Winchester Sun, police have now implemented the Smart 911 system. People living in the county can register online with the system for free. Once they do, they can upload vital information like medical issues, number of people living at the home, and even pictures. Police say only they can view the profile and only when the person calls 911. That's from a cell phone. The fallout over a controversial picture continues at the University of Louisville. According to WDRB in Louisville, some people held a protest outside University President James Ramsey's office over the picture you see here. For Halloween, several staff members, including Ramsey, wore stereotypical Mexican costumes, including sombreros, ponchos, mustaches. In addition, some faculty members are voicing concerns. The department chair of Pan-African Studies penned a letter to Ramsey and is sending the letter to other employees to sign.
5:41 now on WKYT this morning, and a lawsuit between an eastern Kentucky distillery and the University of Kentucky is ongoing. And there's a new chapter now. Kentucky Mist Moonshine has filed a counter lawsuit in U.S. District Court. In the lawsuit, the distillery claims that UK threatened legal action because the distillery wanted to use Kentucky on clothes. UK says the university registered the word Kentucky on clothing back in 1997 and owns the rights to it. Well, in the lawsuit, Kentucky Mist says Kentucky is a geographical location and the word has been in use since at least 1792. The year of Kentucky's founding. All right, our time now is coming up on 5:42, and let's check live drive traffic and see what's going on out there bright and early this morning.
You know, the polls have not quite opened yet, but you can imagine that when they do, there may be a little bit of influx of traffic, so keep that in mind. But things looking good according to our little map there.
Yeah, be careful in and around those polling places. Of course, Fayette County schools are closed today because of Election Day, and that would be one of the reasons that traffic might be lighter in some areas, although there will be some folks out and about as well, so they could switch things up.
I see bumper-to-bumper traffic, Bill, for people wanting to vote.
Well, we'll see. But, you know, with the students out of class, sometimes the parents will take the day as well. So sometimes it's busy. You get out and around. We'll see what happens. All right, 5:42 now on WKYT this morning, and it sure is good to have you along with us.
An Oklahoma meteorologist had a special guest during his weather segment the other day. Well, that's cute, isn't it? We'll introduce you to this little fella in a few.
Yeah, we're looking outside, 40s out and about, 50s down south. Very mild for Election Day, and it gets even warmer in the days to come. I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.